Hello Gemini, welcome back to my channel. I am Mariana and I will do the vibes inside for you today. So I was starting the video, but then someone in the building started to drill and it got really loud and is a bit annoying somehow, or it was a disturbance, I feel like. But anyway, I'm getting back to the message here for you, Gemini. I have pre-shuffled the cards, and well, for a long time I haven't done that, but my videos got very long, and I thought that I would try to make them a little shorter for myself, but also for you. So I have an interesting energy here for you, Gemini. I'm not quite sure whether it will resonate with all of you, but there's definitely something interesting I want to say. So for those of you who resonate with the spiritual journey and I don't know, maybe looking for some kind of answers or something, feeling disconnected from something as well. You are Gemini, right? And it means that you kind of have two sides, a pro and a con, or a good or bad, or whatever you want to call it, a light and dark, a very conscious or a very unconscious set of I don't know, maybe oppositions, but it can also be limitations. And I have this card that I want to show you that I feel like is very, very prominent for this reading. We see a young girl standing here, if you can see her, and how her heart chakra is open, and from that heart chakra actually is, you could say, born or connected with something that is much bigger here, right? That is like a dragon. I'm not quite sure what the dragon represents for you, but I know that the card has to do with expansion. It says radical expansion here. So an expansion of your own personal identity, perhaps here. It talks about living and loving at full capacity, being unapologetically you, self-expression, boldness, having a voice, taking up space, expansion, empowerment, owning your true power, being visible in the world, and having fun with your magnificence, letting go of all kinds of judgments, and creative exploration, radical ways of being. And this is important, or this is interesting if you try to remember this card, right? How she's quite small here, right? And this dragon is like huge, right? It's very big, and it's, look at it, it's kind of transcendent or transparent. It's not quite, it's not, it feels well, it feels lighter. To me, this comes across a little bit like a magical being, an angel or something. It's like, I don't know if you're connecting with something. Look at the cards that I have here. The overall energy here. I have the King of Water. He's a very loving king. The water card here. He is a watery, he has a watery way of connecting. So this can be through emotions, through anything, I want to say, that you're sensitivities can pick up on. Water is sometimes unset, right? It's emotions, it's could be something that you can feel it, right? You can feel something, but it's never said. It's something you pick up on with your senses. But look the way when I look at him, I can't see him in other way than he looks a bit like a god, like a fatherly, godlike figure. And the way he looks down here, the clarifier for this, look at him. The clarifier here is someone who looks at the earth here, right? Looks at the earth from out somewhere else, or looks at something, like there is a distance here. That someone is at a distance. They may be communicating through your senses, your intuition, your maybe telepathy, your way of, and somehow I get the feeling that you, like it's a part of you. It's again, there's something about these, like this one would talk about her in a human form, and then something that is not. And that's sometimes also how I see Gemini, right? That you have these, when you have up, you also have down. When you have light, you also have a dark, another darkness. You have with your light comes a darkness, with your darkness comes a light. When with your humanness comes, I don't know, something else that is not that, maybe. If you've ever had a feeling of, like not belonging, the feeling that you are, maybe, like if you believe the idea of, that you connect with the idea that you are a starseed. So you are in a human body, but you come from somewhere else, or you're guided from somewhere else, feeling uncomfortable in the human body. Like the body is a limited, look at her, right? Look at how big this is. And it comes from, it connects with her heart space here. Right? How can such a big thing connect with her heart space here, right? It's, so she has one form, and this is another. And it could be that you've always connected better with something that is not human, let's say an animal, that your best friend ever was your dog, or a cat, or a horse, or something, because in the heart space here, you connect with that better. Do you get my point? Like that there's something that is, and accepting that, the radical acceptance will give you the expansion, the radical acceptance, I want to say, of something here will give you the expansion, like owning this, you could say, speaking it, maybe saying it, thinking it, believing it, doing it, would maybe like unapologetically give you an expansion. Something like that. And it's how it comes across. Like this one looks so, like godlike. Oh, the wisdom of the gods, or the wisdom of the, and how he is at a distance here. It could be like, and now maybe, I don't know if I'm a bit far out there, but like, you know, from a, if you believe in the idea of starseeds, and you connect with another realm or something, another sphere, then that is the feeling that I have here, that you're looking at something, right? Or it's looking at you somehow, right? It looks at you. The World card usually talks about completion, coming full cycle, getting to the end of something, or completing, finally reaching the goal of something. And maybe that is what this is also about, that you realize that there's something that you are, that is part of you, perhaps, or it wants to, I don't know, connect with you somehow. It wants to connect with you. The way he is, like, it's like he's looking down here. He's looking down, and look at the next card I have here as underlying energy. This is overall energy. Overall energy can be the feeling of, this is what your awareness is concentrating about. I want to say King of Water would be someone you care deeply about. It could be someone who cares deeply about you, Gemini. And look at this one. This is on Earth. This is an Earth card. The 10 of Earth here. 10 of Earth is a card of total abundance, having everything. You know, you have money in the bank, a good job, everything is stable and solid and everything. That's at least what the 10 of Earth usually is about, right? But look at it, it's almost like he's looking down on her here, right? He's looking on her, looking at, and she kind of just sits there. Somehow, always with this card, I feel, well, it seems like she has everything, right? The 10 of Earth would say that she has everything. Like, tangibly in this earthy realm, she has everything. But why is he not? Usually the 10 of Pentacles depicts two people walking hand in hand, and there are, you know, like jolly good times around them. But she sits alone here. So somehow I feel like, yeah, she may have, you know, like, she has good things in her life. But she still sits here somehow. It's almost like he's looking down on her here. Not like he's having a demeanoring or judging or something. But he looks from another sphere, right? Like he's, you see this, like, right? That he flies up there and he looks down on her, right? He's this one, right? This. He looks from that position onto Earth towards her here, right? Like this. Like he's looking towards Earth here. Towards Earth. And he's watching, or and maybe he has done this for a very long time. It could be, you know, like a caring ancestor. It could be a magical being. The King of Water would be a very caring, loving, appreciative, with a lot of like good-hearted intentions. Very fascinated by this one here, I think. Very fascinated by this one. But he is in another form. You know what I mean? Like, it's like he's in another form. But the interesting thing is that this one sits here, right? And she looks as if she is like alone, you know. But she has, you know, like good things in her life. I think like she may have a good job. She may have, you know, like a nice home. Her finances are together. She has nice furnishing and I don't know, savings. She can travel. She has, yeah, a nice car. Her life is together somehow. You know, like she's not in a bad position, and she should be happy. And she should act, but she looks, to me, when I look at the card, it's kind of like she's alone, or she feels, it's not a usual 10 of Pentacle cards for me. Like she's always a bit, maybe, I don't know, isolated, but I think it's because she is special, right? Or otherwise she can't pick up on this. It's like the earth, the tangible earthy life is not really her thing. She would rather fly with this one, right? If she could. And somehow, because the clarifying card for this one is the Emperor. And the Emperor is like you could say, like the king here, right? The Emperor is the big CEO. The Emperor is you could say, could be a father figure. We could even talk about God here. We could talk about someone becoming more religious, or again, because it has this strange kind of magical thing to it. Transparent, a kind of, and it comes across as a dragon, right? And where we don't really have dragons, right? Only in an imaginary realm. So this could also be something imaginary, right? Something imaginary, where she's thinking about this one. And he sits here with angels' wings, right? Again, I have this feeling of like a, you know, something like that. Like becoming aware of some kind of connection that wants to this is the clarifier for the King of Water. And this is the clarifier for the 10 of Earth. It's like they know each other somehow. Or there has been established some kind of connection. It's like the King of Water is looking towards her on Earth here. She sits on Earth here, right? And she on Earth here, she sits and thinks about this one. So it's like there is an awareness of each other here. Some kind of awareness about each other. And maybe it has been for you, Gemini, because I think you are the one, like, you are in this earthy matter, right? You are in this earthy realm, in this, you are in the realm of tangible, the tangible stuff, right? You are in this realm, in the earthy matter, in the nitty-gritty, where he sits kind of up in the air, I would say, right? He sits up in the air, flies around here in the colors and everything. It's almost like I don't know, a being from a different dimension. But he's very kind. Like, there is a lot of understanding and kindness and appreciation. It's like he has his eye on her here, right? Like he's looking at her with such love and appreciation. And it's like I almost want to say that he wants this one to know, right? He wants this one to know how beautiful they are in his eyes, right? How beautiful they are in his eyes. And how much he cares. And that's what I feel like is here, right? He wants to connect with the heart chakra here. Her heart chakra. Like he's, I don't know if he's hoping, but he's hoping that she somehow sees him, maybe hears him, or feels him, senses him somehow, that he's there. It could be a deceased loved one, right? That really wants you to, that loves you very much, and because it's overall energy, I feel like it's on your mind. Like you're thinking about them, right? This could be someone you loved very much, or you have always loved them, but you have never seen them, right? That somehow you have felt the presence, but you've never seen them, right? As I said, it could be the connection with God. It could be the connection with Holy Spirit, or something like that. You take it how it resonates. It can be a person, a deceased loved one here, who looks at you. But I want to say it's almost like they are bigger. Like they have this appearance, like this huge winged, like an archangel, right? They have this presence here about them. And that in itself may, when you sit here in the earthy matters, and you may, like be lonely or feel out of tune with the earthly life somehow. You have things here. It's like you are taken care of. That could also be what this one wants to say, that I see you and I take care of you, right? I see you and you will be taken care of because I see you now, right? I see you. I see how you sit here, and I see that you hear me, right? That because you connect with me, you decide to listen. Like he could be, like sending information here, and because you decide to listen here, that she decides to sit and listen, have her mind on this one. There's some kind of, I feel like rewarding for her, because he sits here and it's almost like her devotion to something that she can't see. She can only maybe feel it, sense it, hear it, trusting that intuition, because because she has her awareness on this. It's almost like this one wants to reward her, right? Wants to reward her for her dedication, her, like, I see you, right? That's why he comes across like a god, like he has some kind of tool. Well, we can see his fork here, right? But it's almost like he has some kind of power, and this one would seem like it has, right? That it has some kind of power. And it's big, it's transcendent, it's... Yeah, and it kind of looks down, and it like it has its eye on this one. And because it seems like they have been pretty devoted, right? Pretty devoted to this emperor. winged emperor here. Because they've done that, or because they do that, because they decide to listen for the message here, he has his eye. It's almost like he has realized that she can hear him, right? That she can actually hear him. That's why he has his eye on her, because she can hear him, she can feel him, sense him, understand him. Like she is an antenna. I've had that a little bit in some other readings with, where, has this one Atlas? Actually, she has, I don't know, maybe a little bit, like, not quite Atlas, but, something that could seem a little bit like an antenna. She even has small wings here as well. Not as big as this one though, right? I also get like an age difference. When we look at this, it is like an age difference, where this is a very old, ancient maybe energy, or as if this is a deceased loved one, it could be a grandparent or something, and they care very much, right? It's like they know you can hear them. They know you can sense their presence. She has small wings here, where the other one has very big wings, right? They are very capable of flying here. But it still seems a little bit like, even though they have those big wings, they can't just fly to you. I think it's like the realm, like there's a veil between, as we say, the spirit realm and the human realm. Like that, there's a veil that can't just be breached, but somehow though, somehow you are communicating with them. Somehow you are. Does that make sense? I don't know. It's a bit it is a bit. I want for the King of Water here. Let me get one more card for the King of Water, right? Four of Water here. Four of Water is about, this one came out in the Taurus reading, I believe it was. Four of Water is about longing. It's about, well, reminiscing. It's about wondering if something is over, wondering if someone, and he has that. This is another card for him, right? That he's there. And I think, as I said, he cares very, very much, right? He's wondering, or he has been fearful that you would forget, or that you wouldn't, again, like here, it's like it offers something. It wants to offer you something. But will you take it, right? Will you listen? Like, will this one will she take it? Right, will she take it? Can she even? He's trying to offer, like, sending something out there. It is again a watery card, so it has to do with the senses, feelings, intuition, emotion. He's sending out this feeling of reminiscing. I haven't forgotten you, you know, like I'm still here. I love you, you know, all this, like he's sending this, I feel like here, he's sending that to this one. And I think because this is a clarifier for the Ten of Earth, I want to say, I think that she knows, like she can pick it up. It feels like someone who may have loved, you know, like have lost a loved one, and like a big love, like, and she, yeah, again, she has her life together, but she's alone here. She's still devoted to him. And she is devoted to him here, right? She's devoted to him. And I think he is too, right? Like he is too here. I read the vibes inside, so this can be an internal feeling, right? That's something. And for you, Gemini, I don't know if you are actually struggling more than others with this, because it's, you have the duality in you, per se. So this can be even more terrible, actually, if you feel like one of your twins are missing. That they are on the other side of the veil. Okay, Ten of Earth here. Let's have another card on her. Wow. I get the Sacrifice here. And look at how this is a little butterfly here that she lets go of, right? She lets go of that butterfly and sends it to the sky. I just need to look at the cards here, like, because it's a small butterfly that she's letting go of. But this comes across as very big. It's almost like like in the tangible earthy realm, it may have been little, so it could potentially have been a child here. But on the other side, it's not a little butterfly, it's like this. Or it has grown. Like it has grown, you know, like potentially maybe you lost this one when you were very young, or they were young. But on the other side, they have grown, like they have grown. Maybe they're big enough now for you to hear them, right? That they have managed somehow to become strong enough for you to hear them. I think that maybe the reason for her sitting like this is Like I get a feeling of like the love of a lifetime. Like this is, or it's an infinite love. Like that's what it is. But they are separated. He is on the other side. He is bigger here. It's not gender specific. Just take it how it resonates. If this is a man, this is a man, and this one is a woman. Just take that how it resonates. The point is that it's a king, right? He doesn't waver. Like, it's like he keeps sending you love bubbles here. Like that's what he's doing. He keeps sending you love bubbles. It's very sweet, like really very sweet. And there's a reminiscence here over a, yeah, the Five of Water is like that, right? That an anticipation for you to come or to hear them, to embrace what they are trying to give you. And there's a distance, like a feeling of separation, but somehow I also feel there's not. Like something is, like the ability to somehow connect anyway, right? I want to say grieving is usually not a card that allows your heart to expand. It's a lower vibrational energy that usually cuts that energy off. If you can somehow manage to transmute the grieving into great love, and appreciation and gratitude and care, you could be opening your heart here to, again, towards them. Transmuting energy and changing your vibration to a different level. And from that level, you may be able to hear them. Again, they have grown and have maybe become stronger in their, I don't know, like their output somehow is maybe bigger. And you changing your vibration is able to, like pick it up or feel it in your heart space. But it's a dynamic of two here. It's a dynamic of two, and I think there is there's something about the devotion that he can see that from one side of the table, you could say, and she sits here on the other. And I think actually she would rather prefer that. Like she would prefer this kind of connection. She would prefer this than just jumping into something else. It's not. Yeah. Again, she's on Earth here, right? And on Earth, you live a life. You have things to do. And at least life is calling you to have things to do, right? To do the laundry, get the groceries, taking care of the kids or going to work, or life here calls you somehow. She can't just sit like this, right? She may be abundant in the sense of like the tangible thing. She has what she needs here, but it's not really that fulfilling, right? That the fulfillment and then there's this sacrifice card that and I really feel like she rather sit in that, like the sacrifice could talk about many things, but it could be the feeling that in other people's eyes she's sacrificing her life by sitting like this. But I don't think that she feels that, right? In her eyes, this life, because I said that it's like she could be releasing this butterfly, but what if it's not? It could be the other way around, that she reaches up and the butterfly comes and sit on her hand here. And she'd rather have that, like that kind of contact here. She would rather have that than like having a human partner, right? She would rather work with, as I said, maybe animals, or in general just biology, nature. That this is where she actually feels most at home. And she may seem like she has her life together here, but this is the way, right? And it may feel like she's sacrificing something, that her life is limited. Like to have this connection here, it may feel like she has to sacrifice something. That there's a part of life that she can't attend or be part of because of this. She could be in a sacrificial energy, otherwise she can't pick up of that. Could be what it feels like, at least to other people, right? That they don't get her, they don't get what she's doing. It could be a daydreamy kind of space, but that's the only way, right? It's the only way here. But again, I feel like she would rather do that. Like she can hear him, feel him, sense him. Again, I said it's like she sits here alone, but actually I don't think she feels like she's alone. Especially, it could actually be because she is alone here. This is where he comes forward. She can feel him or sense him, or I don't know, more clearly. I get smell also. Maybe there's an aftershave. I don't know, something like that, you know. When she's alone. When she is alone, she feels maybe most fulfilled, because that's the time where she can, I hear, touch him, or I don't know if she can touch him, but she can definitely feel him here. So it feels like a human soul that has an ability to reach beyond the veil and connect with something that is seemingly bigger here. And well, if we look at our souls, they are, you could say, big, because they have experienced a lot of stuff. They're not limited to this little earthy life. Okay, so this, I don't know, Gemini, but this is what I have. In some way, it actually makes sense to me that there could be this duality for maybe some of you Geminis out there. So being embedded in the earthy realm and things and matters and whatever we need to have going in our lives so that we can sustain ourselves here. And then there's something else that is very other. That could actually make sense to me somehow. Anyway, I hope this helped in some way, especially if you have been, you know, like, if you have been trying to reach for something and you couldn't really, maybe it's a confirmation, you know, that it's like there's something there. Again, it may come through as just a little feeling, a little sensation, a little fine butterfly here. But actually on the other veil, it's like this. There's a lot of information coming. The more you will tune your vibration to it, I think, and the more you will maybe also allow it, I want to say. You can tune your ears. You can tune, you know, your vision and everything. Possibly, perhaps seeing them at some point here. If you want, I think you could do that. Like it's like there is established some kind of phone call or telepathy or something. It is there, I think. So it's just if you are allowing also to give yourself alone time here. Maybe the alone time and the sacrifice comes with the idea that for you to have a deeper connection like this, you have to be more alone. You know, like working less friends, less social gatherings, less something. Instead, and that could be the sacrifice, right? But instead you get this then. And it's very different, right? It's different than other relationships here. Maybe it feels more true or more real or more caring and loving. This is what I have. Like this kind of says it all, I feel like. And living an unapologetically life. Not like really choosing to go with what feels right in your heart here, right? Letting go of the judgments and everything, because this feels better, right? Somehow, and more right and worth it. Like it definitely feels worth it. That's what I have. Gemini, I hope this helped somehow. If you have been maybe doubting or wondering what has been going on, I think that I really don't get any bad vibe from this. I just, it's actually quite caring and loving. Yeah, this is what I have, Gemini. I hope you take care of yourself out there and just trust yourself on this, I think, if this is you, right? Take care of yourself. I send you my very best love and light to you all. Bye-bye.